Good morning and welcome to the news on New Day. We're coming to you live from the John Hammond Street at Kanda here in Accra. My name is Judith Brown. The headlines this morning. Bulk Oil Storage Company and Transportation Company boss decision to spend over 200,000 Ghana cedis on iPhones for staff raises concerns about value for money. Also, residents of Some and Abozume in the Volta region continue to grapple with the aftermath of heavy rainfall. Details of these stories and more can shortly. Please do stay with us. Well, in our first story, the wife of former President John Agyekum Kufuors has died at the age of 88. A source close to Kufuors' family has confirmed to 3 News. Now, Theresa Abba Kufuors died on Sunday, October 1, 24 days to her 89th birthday. Nair Mensah, a retired nurse and midwife, was born on 25th October 1935. Theresa Kufuors had not been well in recent years. Now, she has played a significant role in her time of office and leaves behind a legacy of grace and dedication to the people of Ghana. Theresa Kufuors started her education at the Catholic convent Ola Keta at Keta in the Volta region in Ghana. Now, she later went to London, where she was educated as a registered general nurse in the South Hospital Group of Nursing, Edinburgh, Scotland. Theresa Kufuors married John Kufuors when he was at age 23 after they met at a Republic Day anniversary dance in London, 1961. She had 5 children with John Kufuors and a grandmother of 8. Incidentally, President Kufuors had traveled to the mountains to pay a visit to the former president, and her passing is said to have happened shortly before the president arrived. Now on to some more stories now. Director General of the Internal Audit Agency, Dr. Eric Osei, has raised further value for money questions over the decision of the Bulk Oil Storage and Transportation Company to spend over 200,000 Ghana cedis to purchase iPhones for the staff. Now, a statement from the company has justified the expenditure, but Dr. Osei says there are unanswered concerns about the said decision.
In a statement in response to the reports, the Bulk Oil Storage and Transportation Company boss admitted buying the phones for its corporate executives in May last year. It indicated that the amount was captured in the financial report of the company. Boss added that the report has been audited by the Auditor General and the decision has been vetted without any adverse findings made about same. The company, however, observed that there was a typographical error with the placement of the dot in the document, entreating the public to ignore the claim that the company bought 18 phones at 28 million Ghana cedis. But in a TV3 interview, Director General of the Internal Audit Agency, Dr. Eric Osei, demanded clarity over the value for money concerns with the decision.
In all of this, the question I was asking myself is, what is the value for money in it? If the information they stand to gain, to use for the benefit of the organization and by implication for the Republic of Ghana outweigh the cost incurred, then it is a genuine expenditure. So that's how I want to look at it. But you see, the amount is 235,000. That is the area we need to clarify. If in the Auditor General's report it has been stated as 2.8 million, and the company or the organization has come out to say it is less than that, we need the Auditor General to come out and clarify and let us know the exact amount of value involved. The next question I want to ask is that why is it that the Auditor General has audited the institution and never raised a value for money on that particular transaction? These are lingering questions that require answers.
Now let's stay on the matter now. On the co-chair of the Citizens Movement Against Corruption, Edem Kwame Senanu, has disrupted or disputed The explanations provided by the bulk oil storage and transportation company boss concerning the controversial procurement of iPhones for its board members. Senanu contends that the company's actions amount to corruption and insists on a more comprehensive explanation, questioning the potential benefits of these high-end smartphones for both the company and the state.
Basis would you want to spend that kind of money, which could be applied to other areas of the institution and bring us better value? It's an important issue to be, as it were, further interrogated to find out who took that decision and what kind of justification they could have made for this kind of sums of money to be used on phones. Why would you spend so much money on a phone? And there's a sense in which, yes, again, this is like an abuse of entrusted power. Because if you were in your own office, running your own business, would you buy a phone of that value for what purpose? What are the additional functions that bring a return to the institution? I doubt that there are any additional special functions on those phones that will bring new value, something special, some benefit to the institution or to Ghanaians at large. And so it's an abuse of office. That's the basic definition of corruption. In your own business, would you spend that kind of money? And for what purpose? I think that this is a very important question. Somebody should explain to us who took that decision and why.
Now on to some issues on cybercrime, and experts fear the ambitious government digitization agenda may not see full realization. Now, according to the Deputy Commandant of the Police Academy and former Director of the Police Cybercrime Unit, ACP, Dr. Gustav Janssen, no amount of growth can stand if cybercrimes are left to fester.
In a digital age marked by technological advancement, the shadow of cybercrime looms large. The real effect of cybercrime goes beyond financial losses and threatens the very foundation of the government's ambitious digitization agenda. As cybercrimes continue to evolve and proliferate, the risk they pose to economic growth and development becomes increasingly apparent. The government's digitization agenda aims to transform various sectors, improve service delivery, and foster economic growth through the use of technology. However, this ambitious plan faces a formidable adversary in the form of cybercrime.
The real effect of cybercrime is that the government digital agenda may not see full realization, because at a point, if we are increasing in revenue and there are attacks which will also affect our revenue, then it can affect our social, political, and economic transformation, and particularly Ghana's digital agenda.
Without robust cybersecurity measures, sensitive data, critical infrastructure, and digital services are vulnerable to attacks. Addressing cybercrime requires a multi-pronged approach involving law enforcement agencies, cybersecurity experts, government bodies, and the private sector. Collaboration and information sharing are key components of an effective cybersecurity strategy. The 12th Dowona Hammond Memorial Lecture in Accra was on the theme, Fighting Cybercrime in the 21st Century. As Ghana continues its journey towards a digital future, the battle against cybercrime remains a critical frontier.
Now on to some story on plastic waste management. And a recent desk study conducted by the Water and Sanitation Program has shed light on the economic burden of poor sanitation in Ghana. Now, according to the study, inadequate sanitation practices cost Ghana a staggering 420 million cedis, or $290 million annually. Now, this financial strain highlights the urgent need for improved sanitation infrastructure and practices to alleviate this substantial economic burden.
Despite increasing awareness about plastic waste management in Ghana, the lack of adequate infrastructure remains a significant obstacle. The absence of accessible facilities continues to hinder these efforts. In an effort to address the issue and promote sustainable waste management practices, a two-day hands-on sensitization by DAAD alumni was recently organized in Accra. Participants were selected from various sectors of the economy, showcasing a diverse group committed to addressing this critical challenge.
There's a lack of infrastructure that makes it virtually impossible for those who really aspire to segregate their waste or recycle their waste. And when there is that lack of convenience, also disincentivizes those who actually aspire to. If a household has to travel more than 1 kilometer to dispose of their waste in the center, that's already a disincentive.
The participants embarked on a field visit to Kokrobite, where Koliba, a local organization, is implementing a plastic waste collection project. This on-the-ground experience provided valuable insight into practical solutions and initiatives aimed at tackling the plastic waste problem at its source.
We have to encourage our colleagues so that plastic waste in our communities, we can go and collect it and send it to the deposit center so that we can increase the number of plastic being recycled.
It's clear that by working together and leading by example, progress can be made in addressing this pressing environmental issue.
Now, Media General has won the prestigious CIMG Media Organization of the Year and Marketing-Oriented Media Organization of the Year awards at the 34th CIMG Annual National Marketing Performance Awards. Now, this recognition speaks volumes of Media General's commitment to excellence and innovation.
The event, which recognizes and promotes high professional standards and excellence among marketing practitioners, was held in Accra on Saturday, September 30. Puppet Match Extra, Onuya Showtime with the Mahama Ground, and Onuya Concert Party led the charge for Media General. Media General is committed to innovating to bring viewers and listeners nothing but quality educational, informative and entertaining programs for the years ahead. Lakeside Estate also won the prestigious Marketing-Oriented Real Estate Company of the Year 2022.
We won 2019 and in 2021, and we have won again in 2022. We prioritize our customers. We make sure that we put their concerns, we put their feedback in our development so that we will be able to satisfy their needs.
Malcolm Ghana swept 3 awards, including Retail Outlet of the Year.
It's a difficult market situation, but we're leveraging, we're improving, we're finding ways and means to reach out to the customer.
Universal Merchant Bank, UMB, was also given a 5-star rating for customer service. MTN Ghana won the Telecom Company of the Year. President of CIMG, Dr. Deneka Sati, called for the introduction of marketing outfits for all government institutions, departments and agencies to make them efficient.
CIMG has begun discussions with the Public Services Commission for the possibility of introducing marketing in all public service organizations at the very top to promote the interests of consumers and for business growth and prosperity.
And congratulations to Media General. Now on to some more stories on politics. And 2024 NDC flag bearer John Dramani Mahama says a future NDC government will deliver accountable leadership that guarantees socio-economic and infrastructural development to give relief to Ghanaians. Addressing the Asian conference in Accra, the former president bemoaned the deterioration of healthcare in the country.
Our population is aging, and with aging, the need for better health care becomes a high priority. And this is why we're committed to providing our beloved country, Ghana, with a compassionate leadership that meets our citizens' aspirations. We'll not only work to bring our economy back on track, but also create an environment for our people to prosper. It is not enough to raise awareness about the need for health care and social provision for the elderly. Let us assist them with access to new technology and help the elderly use these technologies to improve the quality of their lives. This way we can help the elderly and gain insights into what it means to grow old with dignity. Remember that we will all grow old one day, and any investment we make in the care for the elderly is an investment that we make for ourselves. As a key step, we must reinforce the legal framework that protects the interests and the rights of the aged by facilitating the passage of the Social Protection Bill and the Aged Persons Bills. I'm fully committed to this noble objective, and I'll lead advocacy for an effective implementation of these bills when they have been passed.
Now, the National Association of Nigerian Students Ghana chapter has encouraged members to continue to embrace prevailing opportunities of education while studying in Ghana and other parts of the country. Marking the 63rd anniversary of the most populous country on the continent, President of the association, Sam Edem, called for a united front to ensure engagements are well harmonized.
As at 2020, Nigeria's student population stood at more than 30,000. Marking the 63rd anniversary of Nigeria, the National Association of Nigerian Students Ghana chapter used the opportunity to outline some event and launch of the Rethink Nigeria campaign.
For this Independence Anniversary project, for some logistics concerned, we needed to have the hosting here in Accra.
Moot Camp, National Development Summit, are some event aimed at building the capacities of students.
For the National Summit, we also have 50 per school. Of course, there are schools that will send far less, but the most important thing is ensure that there is representation from your institution.
Whilst lauding the progress made so far as a country, the association explained that more gains can be made with the continuous involvement of the youth.
On to some more stories, and residents of Some, Agbozume in the Volta region continue to grapple with the aftermath of heavy rainfall. Now, many homes remain submerged, affecting the socio-economic lives of residents.
Some and Agbozume, once thriving communities, are now facing a grim reality. Floodwaters from rains that started in May this year show no signs of subsiding. Residents of Nogokpo, Sonuto, Bambanokofe, Pajakofe, Ativuta and other communities have been impacted by the floodwaters. These communities have been cut off from the main town of Agbozume.
From that May till today, this is the situation in which we are. And they are sleeping in the water, they are cooking in the water, they are doing everything in the water. Meanwhile, the waters, they are all contaminated. So we are pleading.
The cost of transportation has skyrocketed as a result. Residents have been complaining about the exorbitant cost of transportation due to the situation.
But because the road is not motorable anymore because of the flood, these people have stopped coming to the market with their items. So if you go to the market today, what we used to buy for 5 cedis is now sold around 50 cedis. So you can see the pressure that is placed on families. And this is causing problems to families. People are getting divorced because men can no longer, cater for their families properly.
Some residents say they have no choice but to remain in their homes. Secretary to the Some Traditional Authority, Charles Nipson Agbagidi, sheds light on the causes of the floods.
Report also indicated that some people, to say the truth, built at places where they shouldn't have built. The problem we have here is that land is owned by individuals. So it's very difficult to tell somebody that you cannot build at this place. The district assembly or the municipal assembly has the authority to do all that.
Residents are calling for support to deal with the situation.
Now, on the international front, fierce fighting has broken out in northern Mali, with Tuareg rebels saying they have taken control of the town of Bamba from the army. Now, this is the latest in a series of attacks in the country. And the rebels said that they had seized a northern locality in a social media message published on behalf of the Permanent Strategic Framework, which is dominated by the coordination of Azawad movements. Now, the CMA is an alliance of predominantly Tuareg groups seeking autonomy or independence from the Malian state. Now, Tuareg-dominated separatist groups said on Saturday that they had inflicted heavy losses on the Malian military in an attack in the center of the country, claiming to have killed 81 soldiers. Now, since the end of August, the north of Mali has seen a resumption of hostilities by the CMA and an intensification of jihadist attacks against the Malian army. Now, the escalation in violence coincides with the ongoing withdrawal of the UN Stabilization Force, MINUSA, which has been pushed out by the ruling junta. And that's all for the 6 a.m. news here on TV3. My name is Judith Brown. And of course, Roland and Nashoko are with me in the studio with the rest of New Day. Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome back.
Good morning.